Publications like The Guardian are just obsessed with two elements put together: Facebook and the far right. It's just the amount of articles I see them writing about this kind of thing, or internet related or YouTube, but you get it. It's just endless content for them, and it's like it's no different to how, say the Sun or the Daily Mail would constantly talk about, say, Muslim grooming gangs. It's the same sort of thing. The difference is that, like, I mean, look, Alex Jones's photos in there. Look, Alex Jones, whatever you think of him, he's not far right, is he? I mean, if you followed Alex Jones for a long time, you know that Alex Jones isn't far right. He's far out. He's far out there. I mean, the man is far out there. He's talking about, mechanical elves communicating with CIA officers and, human pig hybrids. Alex Jones is and Milo Yiannopoulos, I wouldn't call him far right either. Call him a wind-up merchant, for sure. Super gay troll. Yeah, definitely. But they're obsessed, and they don't really, and knowing. I mean, this goes in like 5 far-right Facebook groups spreading hate to millions in Europe. So Avaz uncovers 500 accounts using fake news to spread white supremacy message. Like, is that even true? Because because what people define as people being white supremacists and what people define as being actual far right these days is just confusing, and also sometimes disingenuous. And it's all part of this hatred for the art for new media, in a way. It's the competition, and they will use whatever tactic they see fit. This is the left wing tactic, and the right wing have their own tactic. As in, right, the Mail, the Times, the Sun, they have their own tactic on attacking platforms like YouTube, Facebook, blah blah blah. They have their own angle on it. One thing they all do share in common is a hatred of Zoella, though. I've noticed over the years. Poor Zoella just gets it from. Zoella doesn't have a political ally. When it comes to the media, they all hate her. They all shit on Zoella. We've been shitting on her for years. Now she's kind of irrelevant, I suppose, in their eyes. But there's always new villains. But the Guardian are obsessed, and it's just becoming. It's like when someone splits up with a partner and they're like, saying, "Oh, I hate them," but they won't stop talking about it. It's like, well, I think you're confusing that hatred with longing to get back with them. It's that kind of thing. It's like it just becomes obsessive and embarrassing. It's like, you need to stop talking just once, just maybe once. You're obsessed. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. Look, a web of far-right Facebook account spreading fake news and hate speech to millions of people across Europe has been uncovered by campaign group Avaz. I don't know anything about Avaz, so I couldn't verify their credentials as being, someone you should listen to or not. Facebook, which is struggling to clean up the platform and salvage its reputation, has already taken down accounts with about 6 million followers before voting in the European elections begin on Thursday. So what that kind of says to me, more so, is I would not be surprised most of these are anti-European Union accounts that have a strong anti-European message. Because I don't think they'd be pro-European, don't you reckon? Which is kind of concerning when you talk about Facebook being accused of being complicit in meddling with elections. Well, isn't like taking down accounts that are kind of, I'm assuming that are anti-EU before the election, isn't that kind of like suppression of thought, suppression of, like, isn't that kind of concerning in any way? Because we don't know nothing about these 500 accounts. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. I don't think there's that many far right people in Europe with views that far right. It just seems very European Union and their supporters sort of consistently seem to be just megalomaniacs, just these desperate tyrants, which is kind of why a lot of people wanted to leave it in the first place, isn't it? Really, like that's what, you know. If you ask an older generation, which I've spoken to people who wanted to leave the EU who are older, and they've had grievances with them for a long time, and it's not even about immigration. It's like the EU sucks. We don't like it. We never did. Like, I spoke to my mum about it, and she was like, you know, it started off as a good thing because it was about trade, and then it became political, and it became tyrannical. I was like, all right, well, that's a good, you know, that's the message they should have, you know, that's the message they should have gone with. But they, you know, both sides just wanted to play dirty tactics. Both sides, you know, and that's why I want nothing to do with it. I'm just like, leave, stay, I don't care. I ain't gonna live there. Anyway, but it is concerning that this is what's going on. It was still investigating hundreds of other accounts with an additional 26 million followers. What do you think that? It's like, come on, man. I mean, there's plenty. I've looked into plenty of like what you call far left accounts that propagate absolute nonsense. I even see. Oh God, I saw a girl share something which has been debunked a long time ago about how the Conservative government were introducing a law that would basically state that animals would not be recognised as sentient beings. She said that, and that was debunked a long time ago, but it's still shared on Facebook from another page. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, that's fake news, straight out. In fact, I'm pretty sure that was in the Independent as well. I know it's the Guardian, but same shit. So it's like, well, excuse me, like you need to be consistent. So in total, the group reported more than 500 suspect groups and Facebook pages operate. Well, Facebook group isn't anything to take seriously. Anyone can open a Facebook group, just start adding people willy-nilly. Anyway, operating across France, Germany, Italy, and the UK, Poland, and Spain. Most were either spreading fake news or using false pages and profiles to artificially boost the content of parties or sites they supported in violation of Facebook's rules. The networks were far more popular than the official pages of far-right and anti-EU populist groups in those countries. The pages taken down by Facebook so far have been viewed 500 million times, Avaz estimated. The pages uncovered by Avaz have high levels of interactions. It doesn't matter how many followers you have if there are no interactions, said Christophe Scott, the group's campaign director. They have over 500 million views just on the pages taken down, and that's more than the number of voters in the EU. Ooh. Yeah, you know, it's like, I don't think you quite understand what you're saying. However, while some had been taken down, including a large network in Spain also uncovered by Avaz, many had not. Activity ranged from French accounts sharing white supremacist content to posts in Germany supporting Holocaust denial and false pages promoting the Alternative für Deutschland party. Where's the party pie? I mean, yeah, alright, take that shit down. In Italy, tactics included setting up general interest pages for beauty, football, health, or other interests, then after followers signed up, transforming them into political tools. Now that happens on both sides, I've seen that. I follow pages that have turned into that kind of nonsense. So agriculture breeders slowly moving, supporting the far-right league, sharing a video that purported to show migrants smashing up a police car is actually a scene from a film and had been repeatedly debunked. A scene from a film, and people are believing that. I mean, that's true. That's like, that's embarrassing for everybody, isn't it? The pages were not just targeted at upcoming elections, Schott said, but aimed to change politics by giving a false impression of grassroots support for their content. We feel these networks have a significant impact. They run disinformation campaigns that go on for years, for example, making a specific issue seem more important. The investigation was carried out by independent investigators and journalists hired by Avaz. Independent investigators and journalists. You shouldn't have hired journalists to do this, unfortunately, in this day and age. Their investigation skills are limited. These days, it's kind of something they're not really interested in anymore. They just like titles and nonsense. It's just the way it is, isn't it? Anyway, we're hired by Avaz after an online funding drive. More than 47,000 people donated small sums, making the project financially independent. That's something that needs to be investigated. Like, who are they? I encourage you to investigate them and their donors, donors. Sorry, like, because there's too many of these groups that sort of justify their existence by creating a fake narrative of their own. It's very strange. Like that hope not hate thing, like on that website is absolutely trash. Like just from how the writing that's on there is like written by someone who just doesn't know how to speak English properly, or write it anyway. It's like, I don't know who these motherfuckers are, but I definitely think they're dubious. Because some of these groups just have to, they have to justify their existence and justify the money that they get. And it's like, all right, and they'll just plucked out of thin air and go, well, look at this. Look at this. There's a meme with bacon on it. It's probably anti-Muslim, isn't it? Anyway, Facebook had followed up on the investigation, but at no point did the Avaz team work with a social media firm, it said. Instead, it handed over its findings for Facebook to verify and take action. Investigations were still underway. We think Facebook did a good job so far of acting, but should have done a better job of detecting these pages, Schott said. They should do this themselves. We are around 30 people. They have over 30,000 in their safety and security team. Yeah, I think they're too busy removing instead of populist parties and anti-EU rhetoric, which I'm pretty sure most of it probably was. They're probably trying to get rid of nonsense and beheading videos and all that kind of weird shit. I don't know, it's just kind of just making assumptions there about that. Let's have a look at the old dog and bone. Let's see about the Avaz organisation. Just because I don't like doing it through this anymore, because it just, my OBS has completely lost its mind recently. So about Avaz, let's see what the top search is. Let's see. Avaz.org. That's an ad. Avaz, the world in action. Avaz is a US-based non-profit organisation launched in January 2007. That promotes global activism on issues such as climate change, human rights, animal rights, corruption, poverty, and conflict. The UK-based newspaper The Guardian considered it the globe's largest and most powerful online activist network. Days before, this is Avaz in the news. Days before the EU elections, Avaz investigators exposed Avaz information network, blah blah blah. Yeah. NGO Monitor. Something called NGO Monitor. Maintains that Avaz is wholly member funded and that no corporate sponsor or government backer can insist that Avaz. Right, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. There you go. But a few days before the European elections, have a look. Go out there and look and see how much misinformation. Not information on diss tracks. Misinformation is being spread. Someone just looking at this drawer for no reason. It's being spread by both sides. Because a few years ago I started to notice that there was just way. I used to think it was all this kind of like far right sort of stuff. Because mainly you see a lot of stuff from Britain First that was always getting spread around for a while. They had a good run on Facebook. So you see, I used to see a lot of that, but then I started seeing way more like left-wing rhetoric that was like, what the fuck you on about? And that started to make me notice that there's something not quite right with all of it. It's like one side, all these sides like try to make out that they're the true and just ones. It's like, are you really? Like, it's all about power. It's all about who wants to be in control. It's all about who wins, isn't it? They don't care what tactics they play, and we're all just caught in the middle of this nonsense. And then you got different media outlets who don't give a shit about what's in the best interest of the people, just how they can get us to click on their articles. That's why I constantly shit on them. Because I ain't having it.